Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the session today. I hope you guys are doing very well. Can you guys confirm am I audible? Okay, great. Thanks for confirming everyone, sorry. So I hope you guys are able to see my screen as well. So let us start the session. If you guys have if you guys have attended my demo session yesterday and now you guys know that this is our session 2. So if anyone have not attended the yesterday session, I suggest you to go and get the recording for the session 1 and try to watch it, guys, because I have told you about most of the things about the GCP as well as data engineering and the course curriculum, and people have asked me many different questions about the career as well as the course. We have discussed a lot of things in the yesterday session. If anyone missed out yesterday's session, please go and watch it. And today is going to have our demo session 2. This is again session 2 that we are going to have, guys. In this session I am going to talk about very interesting topic that I am going to say, that is, so if you guys see here, we are going to start with the cloud basics. The very first topic that we are going to talk about is cloud overview. That is what is a module that we are going to cover. In this one, I wanted to tell you why we need the cloud platforms. What is the difference between the on-premises working culture as well as the cloud working culture? We are going to see this one today. So rest of the things we are going to see in our next sessions, upcoming sessions, right? I hope you all are ready for the next topic. Okay, so please be patient and try to, if anyone have any questions, please raise your hand. Please do not speak so that others will not get disturbed. Okay, so let us start the session, guys. Why we need the cloud platform? Guess it, guys. Why we need the cloud platform? Any guesses?
As uh, uh, pay and use
Okay,
scalability,
budget. Okay, someone says scalability.
pays
Okay,
and use, and initially you should not have a big infrastructure with you. Whenever it is required, you can scale it up.
correct, correct. Infrastructure headache. So we don't want it to take the infrastructure. Someone says budget, someone says scalability, someone says maintenance, infrastructure headache. I would say all of these things are correct. Actually, seems like I don't have to tell you this topic. So that's why most of the people are already aware of this one. But I would like to tell you what actually happens in the companies, what usually happens earlier, what is in the current scenario happening. I would like to give you a high level information so that you are going to get a lot of information today. So let me gonna tell you guys. First thing is that assume that there is one company, any company you can take, a Flipkart or Amazon or a Uber or Ola, any company. Assume that that particular company wanted to roll out a new application or create a new application. Assume that there's a Flipkart and they wanted to create a new application for their users. Okay, so this is a scenario that we are going to take today. Sir, if a Flipkart wanted to create an application for their end users, how people used to work in the traditional methodology, and what are the challenges here, and how people are working in the current scenario in the cloud, and how the cloud is actually fixing those challenges, we are going to see here in this session. Okay, let us consider an organization wanted to create a new application. Any organization wanted to create a new application. What usually happens is that in the company, there will be a business comes up with a requirement for the application. There is a business and the business comes up with a requirement for the application, and then there is a business analyst will gather all the needs from the business and analyzes that information and converts that information to a set of high level technical requirements, and then he passes that information to the solution architect. Business comes up with a requirement for the application, Business analyst will gather all the requirements and he analyzes the information and he converts that information to a high level technical requirements and then passes that information to the solution architect. Now solution architect has to design the entire architecture diagram. He has to design entire architecture diagram from the scratch to the end. What are the things that are required for the application to be created? So whenever if one wanted to create an application, tell me guys, what are the things required? Can you guys guess it? Any application if I wanted to create? Correct. Perfect. Someone says hardware, software. Any other answers? Right.
Hardware,
Let me go.
software, networking.
Correct. Right. So if one application, if we wanted to create it, there are two things that are required. One is infrastructure power. In a simple words, infra power, I am going to call it as. So what is infrastructure, sir? Anything that you are saying now, sir, whether it is a storage, hardware, software, networking, all of these things, I'm calling it as a infrastructure. That is nothing but a infra power. Tell me guys, other important thing. Oh, all of those things comes under the infra. Any other thing that is required? Manpower. Perfect answer. Developers are required to create the code. That code is going to be deployed on top of the infrastructure. That's where the application gets created. How the application is getting created, guys? So developers will design the code and deploy the code on top of this infrastructure, then the application is ready. So what now the solution architect will think is that whatever the infrastructure that is required for this application, he will mention it, such as servers, this many servers I want, this much of storage I want, this many load balancers I want, or this many front end applications or back end or any other networking. Whatever the things that is required, he will mention that is related to the infrastructure. In another in another sheet, he will also mention about this many developers I want, and what is the programming language, what is the framework we have to use, what is the entire details about for creating an application. Everything he will talk about the developers and programming languages and everything. So what is solution architect is doing? A solution architect will design the entire architecture diagram. Just think about, this is an architecture diagram. He will design an entire architecture diagram where he will include the entire infrastructure details and the development details also. He will include all the entire infrastructure details as well as developer details. So that is the reason when you are applying for the companies are going to recruit you based on this requirement. So the manpower will be recruited. So earlier, I'm just taking you to the 10 years, 15 years back, guys, not in the current scenario. I'm taking you to the 10 years back. Assume that there is a manpower required, so they are going to recruit. That is fine. So what about the infra power, guys? Tell me, what about the infrastructure? How they are going to create it? How they are going to create it? 10 years, 15 years before, we do not have any cloud platform. Tell me how the infrastructure is available to them. Correct. Correct. So they in their company, they are going to manage a small data center. What they usually do is that they keep all the infrastructure here that is required for their application. They keep the entire data center here. So for this data center, they manage the entire maintenance, 24 by 7 electricity, 24 by 7 water supply, 24 by 7 security persons, management and maintenance, everything they have to take care of. Everything that particular company has to take care of it. That is one thing. Now, the architect, solution architect will look at the data center, and if the hardware is already available, well and good. If the required hardware or infrastructure is already available, that is well and good. But most of the times, the infrastructure may not be available, or maybe additional infrastructure is required. They have to order it. They have to purchase it, right? So in a traditional working model, they have to deploy this entire code on their own infrastructure only, on their own assets only. If whenever the additional hardware is required, that means if the entire infrastructure is not available in the data center, what they have to do, sir? That's where they have to put a request to the procurement team. They have to order it via procurement team. Now the procurement team will connect with the vendors team. Now the procurement team connects with the vendors team. Now the vendors team will purchase the entire hardware infrastructure and they deliver it to the data center. This could take days, month, and even sometimes weeks, months also. Right? What is happening? Whenever they need an additional hardware, they have to order it via procurement team. Now the procurement team will put in a request to the vendors team. Now the vendors team will take days or weeks or even months also for the hardware to be purchased and deliver it to the data center. Once the hardware is received at the data center, now that's where the infrastructure team comes into the picture. Now that's where the infrastructure team comes into the picture. In the infrastructure team, whatever the hardware that is there, they are going to set up into the rack and stack mechanism, rack and stack equipment. So you might have seen the image here. Sorry. So this is how that entire hardware which is delivered, right? So that will be, you know, put it like this. So they are going to organize it like this, the entire hardware. So this is what we call as a rack and stack. This is what we call as a rack and stack. So that's how the field engineers will be in charge of taking care of the rack and stack for the entire hardware. Once the entire hardware is arranged in the rack and stack equipment, then the system admins comes into the picture. They perform the initial configuration of the system and the network admins comes into the picture. They make sure that all of these systems are available over the network. And then the storage admins will assign the storage. And backup admins will make sure they backup they configure the backups. And once this entire thing is ready as per the standard, that's where your manpower, nothing but your application team comes into the picture. Application team, they might have developed the code. They are going to deploy the code on top of this infrastructure which was ready. And that's where they deploy the code on top of this infrastructure. That's where your application is running in the company's data center. Now this application will be utilized by the users, end users. So this is what is an entire procedure of a traditional methodology. In a traditional method, if an organization wanted to deploy a new application or create a new application, the business analyst will gather the entire information and he converts that information and passes that information to the solution architect. Now the solution architect will design an architecture to be followed for the application deployment in terms of the infrastructure and in terms of the programming framework and everything. And as per the infrastructure, if the entire infrastructure is available in the data center, that is well and good. If it is not available, that's where they have to request it via procurement team and they request it to the vendors team. Now the vendors team will take days, months and everything and they will purchase it. They will purchase it and deliver it to the data center. Now once it is received at the data center, field engineers will take care of the rack and stack. System admins will take care of the initial configuration of the system. Network admins will take care of the network configurations. Store admins will assign the storage. Backup admins will assign the backups. Application team will deploy the code on top of the infrastructure that is ready. Now, so this is what is where your application is running smoothly in the data center. Now, application end users are going to use this application. So this is what we call it as a traditional methodology, guys, in a high level. Now tell me, what are the challenges that you see in the traditional working model? Now you know some knowledge on the traditional working model. Now tell me, guys, what are the challenges you see here? Correct. One is time consuming. Okay, that is perfect answer. Any other answers? Perfect. There's a lot of dependency in the different teams. Yes. Many teams are involved. Yes. Any other?
Infrastructure.
Yeah, sorry.
Infrastructure procurement.
Infrastructure is not ready. There
Capital
could be a
cost.
chances of missing. Yes, there could be a what we call it as a human error. Loss is nothing but a human error. Yes.
Capital
Wastage.
cost.
Cost is more. Yes.
Natural calamity will stop the business.
Yes. So there could be a natural calamities, right? So because of that, your data center could be crashed. That could be a reason also. Yes. Right. So whatever you have told me, right? So those are all correct answers. I'm going to put it in a proper way. That's it. So as now you see that the turnover time varies actually from the weeks to the months. If you can see, there are many people involved here. So some of the things actually taking a lot of time also, like purchasing it, delivering it, arranging it to the rack and stack. These are actually taking a lot of time. So the turnover time varies from the weeks to the months for everything for the application deployment. So that's the reason I usually call it as a slow deployment model. I usually call it as a slow deployment model because the time is very consuming. Time is high. And the next thing is that the overall cost to maintain the application and deploy the application is very high. So that's the reason I call it as a expensive working model. The overall cost to deploy and maintain this model is very high. So that's the reason I call it as an expensive model. And one more thing, most of the people did not tell this one. Sir, automation. So the automation is limited because some aspects can be automated, but most of the aspects are done by the humans only, and such as like rack and stack or such as like delivering activity. So these are the manual procedures and they are going to be slow. So that's the reason limited automation and the process gets slow. Whenever it is manual, the process is slow. Now, one more thing one of the guy has mentioned, sir, with so many different teams working on a different task, the chances of the human error is very high. The chances of human errors are very high, which results in the inconsistency in the environment, which results into the inconsistency in the environment. Another major disadvantage, anyone wanted to guess it? Major disadvantage actually. Anyone? Give it a try.
Scalability.
Scalability is, yes, scalability is one. Yes, scalability is also one more. Yes. Any other?
High cost involved and
No. Fault tolerance, no.
Cost.
Underutilization of the compute resources. Right. Underutilization of the compute resources. Right. So this is one of the major disadvantage. What is this one, sir? That is, you may be buying or purchasing a lot of things, but you may not be using it 100%. Right, which is a lot of waste that you are doing it. So this is one of the major disadvantages, underutilization of the compute resources, nothing but wasting the resources. So because of these many disadvantages over the past decades, people fed up with the traditional working methodology and they were looking for an alternative solutions. You have a slow deployment model, you have an expensive model, limited automation, human errors, inconsistency, wasted resources. These many disadvantages are there over the past decades. The companies or the organizations were looking for an alternative solution. So that's where they got this one. So that is what we call it as a cloud providers. That's what they got, the cloud providers. The cloud providers came into the picture and they are going to give you that you don't need to worry about any of these things. You don't need to worry about any of these things. You don't need to worry about any of these things. The cloud provider says that don't focus on the infrastructure. In no vendors, no procurement, field engineers, this one, that one, this one, this one. Oh, application team is always there. Okay, application will team will always there. No data center, no maintenance of the data center. Right? So you don't need to have a separate field engineers. You are not having a data center. You don't need to separate a system admins, storage admins, backup admins. Most of the things are readily available. So there needs a DevOps engineer, or they need some kind of an infrastructure team, infrastructure member, 1 or 2 members. They create the infrastructure within few minutes or maybe 1 or 2 days according to their requirement. They spin up the machines, they create the servers in 1 or 2 days, and the code can be deployed on top of the infrastructure in the cloud. So that is the reason you don't have to focus on the infrastructure. So that's the reason most of the companies now moving towards the cloud platform, because they don't want it to face these many challenges in the traditional working model, because cloud is doing a lot of benefit to you. Okay, cloud is doing a lot of benefit to you because you don't have to worry about all of these things, no headache at all. So your deployment will be faster. So when you're working on a cloud, your deployment will be faster. Comparatively, clouds are inexpensive, comparatively little costly, not much cost, comparatively less expensive. And when the cloud platforms, if you look at it, most of the things are actually working via APIs, application programming interfaces. So the automation, most of the things you can actually automate. Automation is high. And very less teams. You do not have this team, no team, no team, no, 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 no. No, you do not have these many teams. You only have few teams. So that's the reason human error is comparatively less. There is no inconsistency in the environment. And you only create whatever the resources that are required for you. And if you wanted to increase it, you can scale up. If you wanted to decrease it, you can also scale down. Such kind of a features are there in the cloud. So that's the reason you do not have a wasting the resources also. So that is how cloud came into the picture, and they have fixed most of the challenges here. They have fixed most of the challenges here. So whatever you are seeing is that you do not have a slow deployment model, you do not have a expensive procedure, you do not have a human error, no wasting resources. Comparatively, I'm talking about. Okay, so this is what is the difference between the traditional working model as well as a cloud computing model. In a simple word, sir, I wanted to understand. Sir, in a simple words, if you wanted to understand, on premises, nothing but a traditional, both are same. If an organization managing its own infrastructure to run their code or an application, that organization is following a traditional methodology. If an organization is managing their own infrastructure, sir, every time you're calling it as an infrastructure, what is mean by that? It could be a server. It could be a hardware, software, networking, CPUs, RAM, storage, everything, call it as an infrastructure, guys. Okay, so if an organization managing their own infrastructure, in that company we call it as a traditional, right? So if an organization is depending on another entity for the infrastructure, then that organization is following a cloud computing model. Because here in the cloud computing model, cloud provider delivering the infrastructure as a service to you, you are going to make use of those things. So this is the reason we call them as a cloud computing model. That particular company is following cloud computing model. So most of the companies nowadays are getting digitalized. So that's the reason they are moving towards their cloud platforms only. Either it is AWS or Azure or GCP. So these are the leading. IBM, Alibaba, so different Oracle, different cloud platforms are also there, but these are the leading cloud providers. Okay, I hope this is clear, guys. Now if anyone have any questions, you can please raise your hand. Please raise your hand, guys. I am going to give you time so that you can able to ask me. You guys are not able to hear me? Correct. You are able to hear me. Correct. Thank you, guys. Tell me, guys, anyone have any questions? If anyone have any questions, you can ask me, guys. Otherwise, I'm going to the next topic. Okay. So now you know, sir, what is this cloud computing model and what is this traditional working model. Right. So now let me gonna tell you about a brief introduction of what is Google Cloud Platform now. Yesterday also I have told you. Again, I'm going to tell you guys. Google Cloud Platform is one of the leading cloud provider. They are going to provide you the cloud computing services for the organizations. Now, just now we have seen it, right? So why people are interested in the cloud? It's because that the cloud is providing you the services. Those are the services which you don't have to focus on the infrastructure. You can focus on the innovation instead. So that's the reason most of the cloud platforms are, most of the companies are moving towards the cloud platforms. Now we can see one of the leading cloud provider is a Google Cloud Platform. So Google Cloud Platform is a suite of cloud computing services provided by the Google that offers a range of products and solutions to the organizations for deploying the code, for building the code, for scaling the applications and services in the cloud platform. And these services are highly reliable, secure, and it provides you the scalable infrastructure that you can scale up and down as per the requirement. And you can see here, you can leverage the Google's extensive global network and data centers. Right? Google has a plenty of data centers available throughout the world. Even in India also we have two data centers, that is in Mumbai. We have a data centers in Mumbai and we have a data centers in Delhi also. So these are the data centers in the Google Cloud Platform that are there in the Mumbai and Delhi also in the India. So this is what is Google Cloud Platform, everyone. Right? So it's simply a set of services they are offering you. You are going to make use of them, and so that in return you are going to pay whatever the resources that you are utilizing. So that is what is, you can say that Google Cloud Platform is like a renting the resources to you. So you can rent them, and for in return you are going to pay the money to them. So that is what clouds are, nothing but renting the resources. Companies are going to rent their resources, that's it. So that's what we call it as a cloud. Now they are going to offer you wide range of services: compute, identity and security, management tools, networking tools, big data tools, storage and database services, and machine learning services. Okay, so these are many services that they are going to provide it to you guys. And this is, I don't want it to start it today because it takes some time. And I'm going to talk about how one can able to interact with the GCP services, which we are going to see it tomorrow. So if one wanted to interact with these services as a data engineer or a developer or anyone you are, sir, I wanted to work with these services as a data engineer or a developer or a DevOps engineer. Sir, how many ways that we can able to interact with the GCP services? If you ask me, there are totally 4 methods are there. To interact with these services, totally 4 methods are there. That is, one is console, the cloud shell, the cloud SDK, and the APIs are third-party tools. One is console, the second one is cloud shell, the third one is cloud SDK, the fourth one is APIs and third-party tools. So this is something that I'm going to tell you tomorrow. What is console, what is cloud shell, what is cloud SDK, and third-party tools and APIs, which we are going to cover it tomorrow, guys. Now, before that, if anyone have any questions, you can ask me. Anyone have any questions? Yes, Anusha. Yeah, please. No, application developer is more of a building an application for you. Okay. And the data engineer more of working on a data processing side or a data, data analysis and such kind of an activities. So the coding is there in both, but that is for a different requirement and this is for a different requirement. Yeah. Yes. So application development, if you wanted to work on, and that's more of a heavy coding. For a data engineers, you don't need to learn that much coding. Medium knowledge is also fine. Yeah. But concepts has to be clear. Yeah. Yes, Sheshadri Barik. Yeah. You don't need that. Okay, you don't need exactly is that we are going to use it in the company. If you ask me, no, that is not that much required. Okay, yeah, we are going to see what are all the data engineering things that are going to be required for the data engineering roles in our upcoming sessions. But on a high level, guys, I'm going to tell you one more time the course curriculum, so that in a simple way, some people are again asking in the chat, right, sir, I'm going to explain you high level in a course curriculum. If someone is asking in the chat, sir, I don't want it to give you. So look at here, guys, I'm going to tell you one more time what are the things that is required for a data engineers. Let me gonna tell you on a high level, so that you can again ask me the questions on these things as well, right? So as I told you, our course is designed into two things, right? One is, I call it as a cloud basics. So first thing is, we have designed our course into the cloud basics. You can see here, this is cloud basics, guys. In the cloud basics, we are going to cover, we already have completed one of the topic, that is cloud overview, right? So in this one, we have seen about what is the uh, traditional methodology, what is the cloud, and what is the difference between them. That is what we have seen. Tomorrow in our sessions, we already have seen about GCP intro, right? GCP introduction we have seen already. And the third thing I'm going to talk about is GCP interfaces, right? So there are different interfaces. Fourth thing I'm going to talk about is GCP locations. Fifth module I'm going to talk about is the GCP IAM and admin. So these are the topics that we are going to cover as a part of the cloud basics, right? Similarly, as a part of the programming. So if you ask me, sir, as a part of programming, what we are covering? Okay, as a part of the programming, we are going to cover Linux basics, Python for data engineers, and the next one is PySpark, and one more is Apache Beam. So these are the programming concepts that we are going to cover. Okay, so this is what. So here, these are the four concepts that we are going to cover as a programming and data engineer tools. So if I talk about the data engineer tools, so then the fourth, where is anything? Do I have anything here? Yeah, I'll use the green. Okay, now the GCP data engineering tools. GCP are data engineering tools, I'll say. All right, so these are the data engineering. So this is too much low. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. So data engineering, guys. So in a data engineering, we are going to cover the very first concept, that is Google Cloud Storage, GCS. And the next one is Cloud SQL. The third one is BigQuery. So these are the major services that comes under the storage and database services. And fourth one is data proc. Fifth one is data flow. Sixth one is data fusion. Okay, so these are the pipeline creations. Seventh one is orchestration, that is Airflow, also called as a composer. Okay, and eighth one is PubSub. Sorry, eighth one is PubSub, and ninth one is Cloud Functions. Okay, and the 10th one is, did I miss anything? GCS, Cloud SQL, BigQuery, Dataproc, Data Flow, Data Fusion, Airflow, PubSub, Cloud Functions, and then 10th one is Databricks. So Databricks. So this is where we are ending the concepts. And additionally, complementary also we are going to cover. Complementary. There are complementary topics also there. Some of the complementary, instead of I say complementary, I can add it here. Okay. So that is, you can think of a Terraform. One more is Terraform. Why? Terraform, that is also there. So these are the data engineering tools that are very much important. Okay, so we are going to cover GCS Cloud SQL BigQuery, Dataproc, Dataflow, Data Fusion, Airflow, PubSub, Cloud Functions, Databricks, and Terraform. Databricks is also covered. Okay, and some people will be having an idea on the having a question on the, sir, what are the projects or case studies are, right? So some people will be having, you call it as a project, or you call it as a case study, or you can call it as a end-to-end pipeline. End-to-end pipeline, that is what we do in the data engineering, right? End-to-end pipelines. We don't create the end-to-end projects, right? So projects is more of a DevOps engineer. That is what we will help them. But we are going to create an end-to-end projects. For end-to-end projects, what are we are covering, sir? So we are covering BigQuery case study, 2 BigQuery case studies. You can call it as a BigQuery, 2 BigQuery case studies. Okay, and the second thing, in Dataproc we have 2 case studies in the Dataproc and 1 end-to-end pipeline. 1 end-to-end pipeline. End-to-end batch pipeline. It is actually batch pipeline. Okay, 1 end-to-end batch pipeline we are covering. Case studies are also nothing but a pipe projects only, guys. Okay, and data flow. In the data flow, 3 case studies. Okay, actually 2 case studies, I believe. 2 case studies and 1 end-to-end streaming pipeline. Okay, so this is what. And again, 4 airflow we are covering, right? In the 4 DAGs, 4 end-to-end DAGs, guys. 4 end-to-end DAGs we are covering in where, guys, we are covering this one. I forgot, airflow, right? In airflow, I forgot to mention this thing, right? So here, this is 2 BigQuery. This is in Dataproc. This is in data flow. This is in airflow, right? So after that, we also have in the data bricks, actually. In the data bricks, we are going to cover 3 case studies. Okay, actually 2 case studies and 1 workflow. 2 case studies for streaming and autoloader. One is streaming, and one more is autoloader. And 1 end-to-end workflow. 1 workflow in Databricks. This is in Databricks, guys. So this is how we are covering, guys. And end to end, if you guys wanted to say, sir, what is the course curriculum for our entire course? If you ask me, this is what it is, sir. So you have here cloud basics. Here you have programming. Here you have data engineering tools. And here we have, so this entire things actually takes, if you ask me, sir, how much time this will take? If you ask me, sir, course name, I would like to mention here. Our course is GCP Data Engineering. Some people will ask me again in the chat and all of those things. I just wanted to put it in a very clear way, right? So our course is GCP Data Engineering. Duration, if you ask me, sir, duration would take 2.5 plus months. Almost you can think of like a 3 months it will take. Almost you can take 2.5 plus months. And anything do I have to mention? The timings. Timings are nothing but 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Okay, so that is timings. And any other thing that I have to mention? Any other thing that I have? Recordings. So people ask me, sir, recordings are provided. Okay, so recordings are provided. Yes, resume is also provided. Resume templates, interview questions. These are actually complementary interview questions. And finally, the certification dumps. Certification dumps. So these are the things that as a part of the course we are providing. So this is our course and end-to-end details in a one single brochure if you guys wanted to see. So this is, yes, Sheshadri Parekh, sorry. How do I call you actually? Sorry. Perfect. Yeah. Yes, please.
The material you have
1 minute,
provided.
guys. 1 minute. I'm gonna call your name. Please raise your hand. Okay. Yes, Seshadri. Sorry. Kaf- Kafka is nothing but a pub sub. So we are focusing on a GCP, right? So in the GCP, we are going to cover the GCP tools which are related to the GCP. Kafka and pub sub both are same. Hadoop, see, Hadoop was outdated. No one works on the Hadoop. But if you look at here, Dataproc, we are going to learn about the Spark and how the Hadoop methodology and those. I mean, Hadoop was replaced with all the plenty of the things. No one is actually working on the Hadoop nowadays, and people who are already working on the Hadoop also, their jobs are gone already. So everything in the Spark only and everything in the cloud only. So Hadoop was replaced with the cloud, and that is either Databricks or Dataproc or in if you go for AWS EMR. So these are the different services. So if you ask me what are the services are related to the Hadoop or Spark, that is Dataproc, and here it is Databricks. Okay. Yes. Certification terms who wanted to do external certification, for them we are providing these certification terms so that they can actually go and crack the exams, certification exams. Correct, correct. For the course complete, it is not going to helpful for you, but if you want, yes. Yes, from my institute, yes. Yes. Ganguly, yes, please. You have any question? Yes, yes. So yeah, yes, you are audible. Someone was actually mentioning, 1 minute, please. Ganguly, sorry for that. Sir, someone was actually asking, material is provided. This is important, guys. My material is very famous. I'm telling you, it has everything. Material is provided. Yes. Yeah. Yes, please. Ganguly. Yeah. Yes, please. Correct. Procedural functions actually, SQL is a prerequisite, right? So we are not actually focusing on, we don't create a stored procedure, a basic stored procedure, a basic functions we are going to create it, but that comes under as a requirement. As a BigQuery, what is actually the BigQuery and architecture, and how do we actually work with the BigQuery when it comes to a project, a data analysis project or data ingestion project or data processing? How do we actually work with arrays and complex? But stored procedures, no. A complex stored procedure we are not going to cover. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Of course, right? Every session, however you are asking the question to me, right? Every session will be like this only. Okay. So you can ask me the questions at the end of the, yeah. Monday to Friday. Correct. You have a recording. You have a recording. You will get a recording so that you guys can watch it. So anyone, guys, I suggest you to attend the live sessions only. If it is very, very, very urgent, only miss the session. But I am telling you, live sessions are going to be more fruitful. Live sessions give you a lot of knowledge. Live sessions, you can ask the questions also. Okay. So this is how I am giving you the time. However, you can ask the question. Similarly, the same things are like this only every day. Yeah. Yes. Correct. Of course, right? You see here, there's a streaming we are doing. Streaming here, streaming here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. There is Ashish. Yeah. Yes, please, Ashish. You have any question?
Yeah, regarding the recordings, will we be able to download this recording for future use?
Recordings, you cannot download it, guys, because recordings, there's no download option, and the recordings has a validity of 6 months.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. I suggest you to don't rely on the recordings, guys. Recordings only for you if you miss it. The most of the time, try to attend the session only. Yes. Yes, Venkat Vijay. Right. Kalla Venkat Vijay.
Yeah, Saidul, I have the same question, like recording session duration, like how many
Yeah, 6 months.
days? 6 months, right?
Even
Okay.
though after 6 months, I might have changed a lot of things, because if you just go back to the 6 months before, how the GCP data engineering now, if you compare it, right, a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of things I might have changed it. So that's what we don't want to do. And by default, it is having a validity to delete it. Yeah.
But material we can download, right?
Material is a
We
lifetime. You can download it. If you want, I can also give you PDF. And one more thing, try to use this as a link, because material is a link actually. It's a lifetime available to you. And one more thing, I might be, whenever I change it, it will be reflected to you also. You will be getting an updates, right? So that's all.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
And one more question,
Yes,
uh,
please.
like if we have a doubt, how can we reach out to you through the email or
No, whenever you have a doubt, you can ask me in the question. It's in the session itself. At the end of the session, I'm giving you time, right? So you can ask me. Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yes.
So during the project time, if we have a doubt, like
If you have any doubt, there gets a group created first thing, and whenever you have any question, you can post your question in the group, so that I or my team, or maybe different people who is already working in that particular area, they will help you. Or if no one is able to answer you, I can also answer that. Yes, that's what usually happens.
okay, then yeah, got
Yeah.
it. And for
Okay.
these programming sessions, like the Python for data engineer, how many days it will be
So
like?
Python usually takes 7 to 8 days. PySpark 7 to 8 days. Apache Beam almost 5 to 6 days. Linux is actually 1 hour. Yeah,
Okay, everything will start from basics only, right? From
basics. We always focus on the basics. Yes.
okay, PySpark is also little like it's also coding or
Yes, PySpark is a coding for sure, and it's an extension to the Python. So Py in PySpark, Py means Python only.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. And I see Vishal. Vishal, you have any question? Yes, Vishal. Yes, you are audible. Yes. Basics of the big. Oh, yes, that is cover. Sorry, I forgot that. So basics of the big table. I forgot to tell you yesterday. I also told you, right? Basics of the big table is covered, not fully, guys. Yes, basics is covered. Yes. Mhm. Actually, two sessions happening at the same time. I really sorry for that. For all of you guys, two sessions are happening at the same time. So it does mean that if you're not able to hear, some other is asking. Both at the same time, almost we have around some 40 plus people are here. You can think of like that. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. From this team. Yes. 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 Correct. Yes. Different Zoom. You can think of like that. Yes. Yes. Yes, there's one more guy. Jagdish, right? Yes, Jagdish, you have any question? Basics of the BigQuery table is covered, yes. Visualization is not covered here, but there's a complementary topic such as Terraform. There's a one complementary topic where uh, that was a video actually where I have covered Looker. If you can see here, there's a looker which I have talked about. How do you actually add visualizations? How do you add charts or boards? I have covered here in this one. You already have the video here. So this is a complimentary, guys. You are inside the complimentary, so you already. And one more thing for you guys, in maybe in 1 or 2 weeks, I'm just adding one more interesting project that will also be added to you guys. So there's somewhere called test somewhere. Yeah, test. I'm adding this an interesting, very interesting project. So from a different data sources, how do you actually manage this entire thing? I'm creating such kind of a things which is a real time, so which will be also kind of a project which will be available to you maybe in few days. Yeah, as a complimentary. Yes. Perfect. And Sandeep, you have any question?
Yeah.
Sandeep?
As far as the cloud SQL is concerned, which DB are you taking? It is a SQL Server
MySQL,
or
mostly
PostgreSQL?
MySQL. And eh, see, because I am comfortable with the MySQL. If you're comfortable with the PostgreSQL, as I told you, you are going to become a data engineer which is independent of the platform, which is independent of the programming. So that's what. So if I'm using MySQL, you should be able to work on PostgreSQL also, because you already know it. So that's how. Okay, but the process is same. Yes. Okay, so any other questions, guys? Please raise your hand. I see Ashish, you have any questions still? Yes, Sheshadri, yes, please. Only questions. Only questions. Yes. 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 Actually, you'll be having all the scenario based questions, interview questions, and everything is related to the topic wise, and everything is here. You can actually make use of this one. All the things are here, scenario based and everything. Okay. Yes. And I see anyone is here. Ganguly, you have any question? Or yes, please. Uh-huh. Okay. 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 Of course. Of course. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's do one thing, Anguli. Seems like, sir, anyone have any personal questions about your career, right? I suggest you to connect with an admin and we can have a call. So connect admin will actually call me so that we can actually, talk on a conference call, right? Anyone for all the people, right? So it will be easy so that you can talk to me one on one, so that any questions you have, you can actually ask me. But for you, it is possible. We have seen people who is having 17 years of experience also, who are managers, actually attended this course, and they are getting I mean, they are managing their team and all of those things, right? So that is something that you can do. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Dayo, you have any question? Dayo. mm, Dayo Olianka, I'm not sure how do I call it. I'm really sorry for that. So if I'm calling differently, so I'm making you unmute if you wanted to talk. I'm asking you to unmute. I can hear you now. Yes, please. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Of course. Of course. Yes. Yes, for a Dayo, right? So for a data engineering, there are plenty of opportunities. Okay, for a data engineering, whether you are any data engineer, there are plenty of opportunities. Coming to the Google Cloud Platform data engineering, you are, uh, very less people know about the GCP first thing, and for a GCP data engineer, there's an opportunities are more. The opportunities are more, and whatever the topics that the companies are looking, we are actually covering in the sessions itself in a real-time standard code, so that it is easy for you to get the job and get an exposure also. So that's how uh, this course is more of, yeah. Got Yes. So some people will be asking me in the chat, right, sir? I have 2 years of experience as a DB admin, Teradata. Can I be able to get offer? Of course, guys. Karthik, this is a very good. I'm telling you. So by the see 2.5 years of experience, people get a very good package. I'm telling you. The thing is that if you are a database admin, or if you are a tester, if you are anyone, sir, I am not getting much packages. Lot of people I have already transformed to the GCP data engineers with a very, very decent hike, and you even don't trust also, because after this course you are going to get the opportunity, then only you will trust me. I'm telling you, almost 130 to 140 people got jobs from the last 7 to 8 months, right? So those are from my GCP data engineering. And out of all trainers outside in the GCP data engineering, I have started like 2 years before, and almost 1100 plus we have taught. So I'm telling you, the only thing you have to do is that whenever I'm covering the topic, so this is for everyone, whenever we are covering the topic, if you wanted to get a, you wanted to get a good thing out of the course, is that if there is a 1 hour session, at least put 15 to 20 minutes every day for the practice. If anyone is trying to do this thing for the next 3 months, if this is the mantra for next 3 months, if you are following, of course you get an offer, of course, right? So I'm telling you, this is easy. 1 hour for the live session every day with me, and 15 to 20 minutes on this, whatever we have covered, go and practice for next 3 months. If you are doing it, for sure you are going to get it. There's no stoppage. Because why I'm telling you in a very confidently is that it's because the moment you put your resume in the Naukri, you are going to get 20 plus 20 plus company calls, different company calls, right? That means 20 opportunities. In a simple way, if I have to say, opportunities, 20 opportunities. Out of 20 opportunities, if you crack one also, you get a job. 20 plus, I'm saying. Some people got 30 also. At least one, if you crack, you are going to get a job. This is one simple thing. Second thing is that never ever rely on one opportunity. Always go for second opportunity. See, you may not be able to answer the questions in the first two interviews, three interviews, fourth interview, but for sure after fourth to fifth interview onwards, you are able to answer every question that they are asking. So patience, hard work, dedication is something that if you put right for next 3 months, for sure you are going to. How do you have to get the calls? What is the tips? Even sir, I have 3 months of notice period. I wanted to get the calls. I will be telling in our upcoming sessions whenever we get time, right? So that you are going to be following the same things to get more and more calls. I'm going to tell you the tips and the resume tips and all of those things also. The only thing on you is that put effort. The put effort, that's it. There will be a result. Yeah. And yes. Right. Yes, this is not today's first session, guys. This is the second session for today. Yeah. And anyone have any questions? You can ask me. I don't see any hands raised. If anyone have any questions, please do.
Can you please show the material which you have shown yesterday?
Yes. So the material is here. So how do you access this material? There's a link, guys. I'm gonna show you the link. Somewhere I might be having it. I don't remember it. 1 minute. Let me gonna put up the link here. So that this is how you are going to open it, because that's my notebooks to edit it. But if you wanted to open it, so this is how the link. And one more thing, I also teach Azure, I also teach Databricks, I also teach DevOps as well. I'm a solution architect. And yeah, so maybe if I go to any browser, right? So this is how the browser, you paste the link. The moment you enroll, they are going to provide you the link, and the link will be provided with an access only. So if I don't add your email in here, you don't get the access. Okay, that's one more thing. I have to share this one. So plenty of the people are already here. If you might have seen here also, I have to share it. Okay. So I have to provide you the viewer access here, then only you will be able to share it. Plenty of the people already have an access. And the moment you open it, this is how it opens for you guys. Okay, on the live. So you don't have to download any PDF, nothing is required. So everything is here only. Just go to BigQuery if you want to. Sir, I wanted to go to Dataproc, or sir, I wanted to go to Python. right? So everything is here. Okay. Yes. Yes. Any questions? Say Shadri. Yes, please.
This is also a validity of 6 months, or we can have it access for.
This document is lifetime. Don't worry about it, because this document I am providing, and recordings are from the institute, right? So that's how the institute has a validity for recordings, and that's a 6 months. But this is
You may
something that
add
I'm
some
providing.
you may add some material like in the future as well. It will also get benefits
Yes,
to us.
please. 1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, Sandeep. Sorry,
So
Sandeep, you
if
are
you are
asking.
adding some extra things into
It will
the
come
course
here.
of time,
Correct. It
so
will be coming here. Yes, of course. Whenever I add anything, it will be coming here. Yes. Yes, Dayo. You have any question? Yes. It's already started. This is a second session. No, the demos are regular sessions only. Okay. The demos are regular sessions only. Today we have completed one topic. Tomorrow one more topic. The sections are regular. You are already attending the sessions only. These sessions are again not repeated, guys. I'm telling you, the sessions are regular, and today is also free, tomorrow is also free. After that, there gets a new link generated for the paid students only. You have to enroll. Start enrolling the sessions already. You can start enrolling for this course. Yeah. For that, right? So it's already there in the chat box. It's already. People will, I mean, admins will connect with you. Yes. Yes, Kalla Venkat.
Saidul, I have
Yes,
a
you can.
question. So Python, how many chapters you are going to cover? Like,
One
can
minute.
you?
So for the payment, any payment related, you can ask the admins only, guys. They will help you on that. So yeah. And related to the Venkat, how many chapters? Sorry,
How many chapters covered in Python? Like, I see the four
this one.
chapters.
This one. Yes.
Okay, till four. Okay,
Right. So you can see all of these things. All these things we are going
got
to cover.
it. Yeah, got it.
Yes, Dayo. Sorry. What was the question? Only one time. We are expecting a one-time payment only. If you are going for a two payments, it will be more. Okay. Yeah, I suggest you to go for one payment only. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And any other questions I see here? I don't see any questions. Anyone have any questions, guys? Please raise your hand if anyone have any questions, please. Yes, Guru. Mhm. Okay. Yes, data flow. So, mhm. Mm, mm, from maybe on premises, or maybe from GCS, maybe from some database, right? So that's all. Maybe some file formats. Yeah, different file formats. Yeah. Yes. Yes. This document will be shared by Monday, guys, to all of the people. All the recordings and everything will be shared by Monday. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? I think we are at 10:10. If anyone have any questions, you can ask me, guys. I'm gonna put this thing. This is actually very interesting that I have done today. I'm gonna take a snapshot of it and I put it in the notes. So the moment if I'm putting it in the notes, right? So if I just go here and if I paste it here, right? So you can actually, once I sync it, you'll be able to see that there. Okay, that's the interesting thing about this notes. Done. So if I just go to the notes and if I just refresh it here, it actually comes and you will be able to see that. Maybe 1 minute or something after that. Yeah, it's already here. See? So that's how. Any changes, if I'm doing it, it will be reflected, guys. Yeah, in a 1 minute itself. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? Yes, please. We are not doing anything so far, but I have a plans in the future. May do it. Yes, we may do it. Yeah. So some people are asking. We will plan it, but so far we are not planning anything. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Assignments, actually, assignments are there whenever you are having. Yeah. Mhm. No, that's not there. But I usually ask in the sessions itself, right? Or during every topic completion, usually put some kind of a quiz to give you the answer so that people will be able to answer it in the session itself. But we do not have anything like assessments. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Any other questions? Anyone? Just please ask me if you guys have any questions. Labs, we are going to do it, and those labs I'm going to tell you how to create a free tier account so that you can practice there. And I'm going to cover all the lab sessions. You are going to do the same thing, and some assignments will be given. You have to do complete that such kind of labs also. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Ganguly. Correct. Of course. Of course, right. See, the lab is nothing but we are going to write some code, right? So those code, yeah, those codes are available. Yes, that should run properly. Of course, Jupyter, mostly Jupyter, and in Databricks, some kind of a notebooks, right? So mostly it is notebooks you can think of. Yeah. So usually you can think of after completion of course, 5 months you can think of. Usually it is totally 6 to 8 months will be there, guys. You can think of like 5 to 6 months after completion of course also. Yeah. Totally 8 months will be there. Yeah. Yes, please. Joshi, right? Yes. Okay. Only one session completed, Joshi. You might have seen the things, right? So we are just talking about the course curriculum mostly, right? So yesterday we had a session where we have, seen about the data engineering as well as what is Google Cloud Platform and what is the benefits of using the Google Cloud. So if you get a chance to connect with an admin, and they will provide you the recording so that you can watch it. And yeah, not much interesting things, but on a high level, which we have covered so that you get a good knowledge on the course actually. Yeah. Tomorrow is going, we are going to have a one more session tomorrow, guys. That is also free, and try to attend the session, which is also a regular topic. Tomorrow, final demo. That is nothing. When I say final demo, that's like free demo, right? Third demo, we are going to have it tomorrow. Okay, same link. Okay, the same link tomorrow, guys. Please try to join tomorrow also. If anyone have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can wind up the session for today. Yes. Yes. Correct. Yes. I'm, I can try that. I can try that. Yes. Sure. Okay. Okay, guys. Any other questions? Anyone? So same link for third demo. Please attend the demo tomorrow as well, guys. We will see few more things in tomorrow's session where we are going to cover how many ways to interact with the GCP services, which is an interesting topic actually, which is very, very basic thing when you are entering into any cloud platform, right? So this is one of the basic thing we must understand. This topic is same throughout all the cloud platforms, right? So that's the reason. Try to understand. and try to attend the session, guys. Thank you all. Have a great day, and we will meet in the tomorrow's session, guys. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Hope you guys have learned something today. Thanks. Keep learning.